What's up? How y'all doing? All right. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but I do comedy, man, so I like to have fun, you know what I mean? I told the kids, if you hold it in, you're gonna fart, you know what I mean? Like, let's have fun. So I was watching, the dude that was singing right here with the beard, didn't it look like John Wick? And then the lady on the piano, she looks like she kisses her husband every day at 4:03. And then I didn't know the girl here, she looked like Adele. I didn't know if she was really singing or just lip singing. And then Liz got that white rhythm. And then a little girl, I didn't even see her. I picked her up. I was like, are you playing with it? And then the guy right here looks like Dr. X from the X-Men, the guy in the wheelchair. Didn't look like that. I don't know if I was gonna see Logan. How y'all doing, man? So good to be here in the city of brotherly love. It's great. Hey, real, you know what's funny? I was so excited. I had talked to Brandon. You know Brandon? Brandon is cool, man. His mom was a terrorist because he's the bomb. You know what I mean? And so me and Brandon, we had been talking. I called him up and before I was coming here, and man, he's a really cool dude. So when I got here, I was really excited. I dreamed that I died and went to heaven. And Peter was at the gate, and he was like, what's up? It was the west side, you know what I mean? And so Peter was like, what's up, Melvin? You looking sad? I was wondering if a couple of my good friends made in. He said, who? I said, I was wondering if Brandon made in. So we were looking for Brandon, and we found Brandon. He was walking with this ugly woman. So I was like, Peter, why is Brandon walking with that ugly woman? He said, well, he was a borderline case. He barely got in heaven, so for his punishment, he had to walk with that ugly woman for eternity, right? And I'm still looking sad. He's like, what's wrong? So I was wondering if my boy Nick, the youth guy, if he made it. When we found Nick, he was with a woman 2 times as ugly as the one Brandon was with. I'm like, what's up with that? He said, well, Nick was a borderline case too. He barely got in heaven. So for his punishment, he had to walk with that ugly woman for eternity. So I'm still looking sad. He said, what's up? I said, if Pastor Dave made it in. So we were looking for Pastor Dave. When we found him, he was with this beautiful woman. Woo! She looked good. You know what I mean? I said, praise the Lord. I knew that brother was going to make it. He was always telling people about the Lord. And Peter said, know what you don't realize? The woman he's with, she's on borderline. But listen, I'm glad to be here today. Really excited to be here this morning. Love you, Dave. Just want y'all to know, me and Dave, we go back. Me and Dave, I met Dave at Penn State. He met me in the state pen. So we're working our relationship. And Dave is really deep, man. He was telling me that Noah had to be white because a black guy couldn't have been in the boat for 40 days without eating those 2 chickens. And I was like, you know what? That's one of the pigs was missing because we needed our bacon. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm really excited to be. And then I came in. I got to understand my culture. I grew up, in the hood. And so look, I've never been to an orchestra. And so Dave Carty took me to the Philadelphia Pops. That was the first time I seen a bunch of white people with rhythm. It was amazing. I was like, that was awesome. And then I got to hang out with a guy named John Nadia, Chronicles of Narnia. And I want to show you a picture. If they could pull that picture up of John. Do they have that? They have that picture? Right there. A man riding a pink bicycle. I see. That right there, I don't know if that's San Francisco or just a man that's really in love. But I want to tell you, love you, John. Listen, if those people that I hung out with, if that's what Christianity is about, I want to be around them type of people all the time. Because they just had so much fun. It was full of life. And that's why I kind of want to talk. I love to have fun, man. So before I get started, I'm going to need a little help. So I'm going to do some tricks. I like to do some tricks, right? So I saw a young man. He had like a Western jacket. Can he come up? He looks like the kid from Home Alone. He's going to come up. And let me look over the scene. Okay. Oh, can I get the girl with what you got? Yeah, can I get the funkadelic hair? Okay. So cute, okay. And then, let me see, because the time, I don't want to use too much. But, can I get the guy? He has an orange shirt, looks like Richard Gere. Okay, yeah, he's going to come. I didn't know Richard Gere was here with Julia Roberts and everything. And then I need one more lady. I'm trying to look over the scene. Okay, let's see, okay. I'm black. I can't see these lights and stuff. All right. Oh, you know what? Can I get the girl right there? She just pointed herself right next to Jimmy Neutron. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. You know, as I do the tricks, you know, one thing I always tell people is that there was a guy back in the day. His name was James Dobson. I don't know if you ever heard of that guy, but he had this ministry called Focus on the Family, right? And so I love that guy because I'm one guy. I'm really into family. Like I travel 8 days a month. I'm home 23 days a month, and my wife works for me like a Hebrew slave. All right. But if you saw in them yoga pants, you would stay home too. But anyway, what I'm saying, Jesus is real. Anyway. But my wife is so black, she can put her fingerprints on charcoal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you black if you can drive a motorcycle and get pulled over for windows too tinted. You know what I mean? Like you black if you can wear yellow lipstick and look like a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know. But my wife is fat, P-H-A-T, pretty hot and tempting. You know what I'm saying? And so I realized that when I was a kid growing up, we were so broke, if you tried to rob us, you'd be practicing, right? So I grew up in poverty, and my neighbor drove taxis. And so he picks up this guy named Meadowlark Lemon. And Meadowlark Lemon gives him tickets to go see the Globetrotters. And I'm from Texas. We love football. I wasn't even into basketball. So I was like, Mom, you know, I don't want to go to Globetrotters. You know, what time we leaving? I'll be in the car. You ready? And all the women that are laughing, you beat your kids too. But anyway, so I go to the game. And I get to the game, and I'm blown away by these guys that can do anything with a ball but eat it. And there was one guy, we had so much in common. He was short, I was short. You know, he was cute, I was cute. I mean, we just had a lot in common, you know what I mean? And so Curly Neal comes over, he shakes my hand, he let me rub his head. And it impacted me so much, I cut my own hair, and I became the new Curly. And they were the originals, we were the extra crispy version. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some tricks real quick before I get into the message, because my time, because I have diarrhea of the mouth, and I'll just roll. So one thing I said yesterday, I don't know how, like a lady got something negative off this, but I've been taught girls go first. You always let girls go first, because if you don't, they get mad, like, you know what I mean? But if you give them some chocolate, they'll be cool, like, is that Hershey's? So we always let the girls go first, right? So you're gonna come here, you're so cute, you're gonna come right here, okay? And then Katy Perry, you're gonna come over here. Yeah, you're gonna come right over behind Pippi Longstocking. Yeah, right over here. Okay, all right, right over here. Yeah, right here. And then your husband, you're gonna come right here. Yeah, congratulations. And then white guys on steroids. You're gonna come. Cool. Okay. All right, we had that ball over there. Is that ball? That ball over there? I can't see. Here we go. If I fall, y'all gonna laugh at me? Thanks, Britney Spears. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. All right. So. Now, one thing I hope, even as the parents that was at the upward, one thing about like when you go outside the church, like in the church, like we're really good in here. Like we are like LeBron James up in here. But once we get outside these doors, we are straight goofy. We don't know how to relate. We don't know how to connect. Our butts be so tight. Moses couldn't part it, and we just don't know how to relate. We're so super spiritual. We talk, you know what I mean? But so, and we make life so hard. I can tell you, if you're a man and you're married, like ask your wife. Like I'm telling you, you think you got to work more. But reality of all she wants is you to just spend time with her. It's so simple that you can't even get it. Just like Jesus said, all you got to do is believe. Like, what do you mean believe? I said, no, it's got to be pi squared to the r. No, just it's that simple. Just it's simple. So I'm going to do something really simple. I'm not going to quote a Bible verse, but I'm just going to love on Pippi Longstocking, Katy Perry, Home Alone, and white guys on steroids, all right? And all they did, they just laughed, you know what I mean? So we're going to do the tricks for not just one person, but 2, 3.5 people, all right? All right, and we have 2 rules, right? Rule number 1, you see anything you like, you clap. Rule number 2, you see anything you don't like, you still clap. Cool, all right, now, so you're going to go last because you're awesome. All right, so you're going to come over here, it's cute, and your name is?
Madison.
You sounded like Chewbacca. I didn't.
Madison.
Madison. Okay, Madison. Okay, Madison. I'm going to do a trick, Madison, and then you have to do what I do, okay? So the ball's coming. You got to get your hands ready. If it hits you, I'm going to laugh, but I'm going to help you. You know what I mean, Madison? So, Maddie, what you going to do, Maddie? So round the waist twice, this leg twice, fake the pass, push it down off your knee. Ready? Okay. All right, Maddie, here we go. We're going to do this. Here we go. Here we go. So round the waist twice, this leg twice, here. You got it, Maddie. You're awesome. Look at you, girl. Go on, Katy Perry. Hey. All right. Oh, okay. That's okay. You killed a mosquito. That's all right. Just not. Okay. Then we go around the leg. There you go. You're doing good. Okay, Kung Fu Panda. All right. Then you're going to fake the pass. Okay, then you're going to kick it. Cha-ching! Good job. Good job. Give it up for my girl. Nice. Now, everything you just did was all part of the gospel. You had a young girl up here who was sweating like Mike Tyson in the spelling bee contest. She was nervous. She doesn't want to be up here. Everybody's looking at her. She's like, is my hair okay? I know it smells like Pantene, but is my outfit nice? And then y'all clap. And she was like, oh my God. All right? Now this is
John.
John. Okay, John. John, so cute. John, it's John. John, really easy trick, John. What you gonna do, John? Really easy, John. You're gonna John. Right there, John. John's like. No. John, really easy trick, John. You're gonna roll it here, round the back, knee, foot. Oh, hold on. Nice test, White Chopper. Can you get it? You got it? His brother here is like Spider-Man. Okay. So, he's Peter Parker. I'm Peter Darker. Here we go, Sally. You're going to roll it here, round the back, knee, foot. Oh, I'm doing it again. You want to do that one? Okay, I'll give you easy. Real easy, right? So you're going to throw it. You're going to put it on your back, drop it, catch it, right? Flip it up, over this hand, round the back, off your forehead. So you go here, here. He almost farted. Hey, keep me. There you go. There you nice. Then you go flip it to the floor. Then you go off your forehead, like that. Yeah. Good job. Give it up for my boy. Yes. Awesome. Now this is Dave. You know you're tall when you wake up and you see the Lord. What's up? Dave, religious trick, Dave. What you gonna do, Dave? You gonna bounce it, Dave? Catch. Here. That's that white guy look. Y'all turn red, we turn purple, but it's all the same. No, I'm gonna give you an easy trick. What you gonna do? You're gonna turn towards that way, not down. Round the waist twice. Right there. Right. So you're gonna turn this way. Don't fart, because you'll kill. Couple, 3 right here in the front. Here we go. You got it, Dave. Good job. Give it up for my boy. Yes. Now, Leah. This is Leah. And so, Leah, what I'm going to do, Leah, is I'm going to spin the ball on your finger. You believe that I can spin the ball on your finger?
No.
Okay, that was really motivating. Let's ask her again. Do you believe?
No.
Oh, wow. Somebody's drinking Haterade. Okay, so Leah, before I do it, there's a couple things wrong with your finger. Okay, you got to file it down because you could stab somebody in China. You know what I'm saying? Was that peanut butter? Oh, here we go, Leah. Here we go, Leah. All right, Leah, you want to know why I picked you? Because I love you. Why did I pick you? Because I love you. You love me? This look like I. Give it up for my. Y'all can go back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're not here today. Thank you, man. Be real quick, I'm going to give you a real quick just message, and it's coming from the NIV. That's the Negro International Version. And how many of you heard the story of David and Goliath? 7 people. Okay, everybody else is Mormons. Okay, cool. David, real quick story. I'm going to rush through it, and then I'll be out of your hair like I'm out of mine. All right? So David, so the Israelites were looking for a new king. You know what's amazing in life is like the prophet Samuel was telling the people, God is all that you need. You know, it's amazing in life. Like if I told all of you here, I said, listen, behind this door, there's a guy with a bat that wants to hit you in your head. Most of you would go, you know what? I'm going to go out that door. But some of you will go, is it Justin Bieber? Oh, even I just told you it was a guy with a bat. It's like when I was growing up as a kid, there was this girl, we called her Snaps, because she liked ginger snaps, right? So I walk up to the girl, I'm like, what's up, Snaps? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. Now, I wasn't the smartest guy in school, but I had common sense. If a girl says she's going to choke me, she don't have to tell me twice. There was another guy in the neighborhood. He was the shortest guy in the neighborhood, talked more trash than anybody, walks up to the same girl like, what's up, Snaps? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. He goes, what's up, Snaps? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. He goes, what's up, Snaps? So she's choking his brother, right? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. He goes, Snaps! She got both hands on his neck, one knee on his chest. She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. He goes, Snaps! She got both hands on his neck, both knees on his chest. She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. He goes, some of you didn't get that, so I'll give you another one to help you out. Lady goes to an ice cream parlor. She goes, can I get a pint of chocolate, a pint of vanilla, and a pint of strawberry? The guy goes, lady, we have chocolate, we have vanilla, we don't have strawberry. She said, I'm so sorry, I had a long day. Can I get a scoop of chocolate, a scoop of vanilla, and a scoop of strawberry? He said, lady, you mustn't hear what I said. We have chocolate, we have vanilla. We don't have strawberry. She said, I'm so sorry, had a long day. Well, can I get a gallon of chocolate, a gallon of vanilla, and a gallon of strawberry? He said, lady, can you spell the van in vanilla? She goes, yeah, V-A-N. He said, can you spell the choc in chocolate? She said, yeah, C-H-O-C. He said, can you spell the freak in strawberry? She said, it ain't no freaking strawberry. He said, that's what I've been trying to tell you ever since you walked in. There's no freaking strawberry. Some of you still didn't get it. God goes to the doctor. Doctor goes, if you keep doing what you're doing, you are going to kill yourself. So he filled a glass with water and he put a worm in it. As soon as the worm hit the water, the worm swam for hours. He filled another glass with alcohol. As soon as the worm hit the alcohol, the worm immediately died. The doctor goes, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? He goes, yeah. The more I drink, the less I'll get worms. And see the choices. Samuel was going to the people of Israel and saying, listen, you don't need a king. God is all that you need. God is like the alphabet. A, he's able. B, he's a bridge over troubled water. C, he's your company keeper. D, he's a doctor in a sick room. E, the Lord is everything. F, he's a friend that sticks to the end. G, he's your guardian that watches you all through the night. H, he gives you hope for tomorrow. I, he informs me whenever my enemy set traps for me. J, he's a jealous God. K, he's the King of Kings. And L, he's the Lord of Lords. M, he's merciful. N, he's all you need. O, he's Omega. P, he's your provider. Q, he's the question, then he's the answer. R, he's a rock in a weary land. S, he's shelter in time of a storm. T, he talks to you when you can't say mom in word. U, he understands your risings and your fallings. V, he gives us the victory. W, he's a way out of no way. X, he has x-ray vision to see the smile on our face. But the frown deep down in our soul. Y, he's Yahweh. And Z, he's the zenith of life. Samuel began to tell the people he's all that you need. But you know what we always want, what other people got? We'll always be drinking Haterade, watching Hater Vision, graduate from Hater High. So they give him this king, Saul. Saul was tripping, wilding out like Nick Cannon. So Samuel goes and looks for a king, a new king. He goes to Jesse and he gets all his sons except for one. And see, I know about rejection. I don't know about you, but David dealt with rejection at an early age. I dealt with rejection. I remember being in high school and, you know, when you play on the varsity, everybody wants to play on the varsity. Because if you play on the freshman team, the only people going to come to the game is your mom and your daddy, you know. And I remember being on the bench and I said, Coach, put me in the game. He said, I told all my buddies, I said, guys, in the third quarter, I want y'all to stand up and say, put me in the game. So I'm sitting on the bench third quarter and all my buddies stood up. They said, put Melvin in the game. I said, Coach, you hear him? He said, yeah. Why don't you go sit with him? I'm trying to win. I mean, it was hard. I remember going to the park, and if you ever played park basketball, like the two best players picked the team, right? So like the two best, so it was 9 people. This guy picked one, he picked one, he picked one. It was 2 people left. It was me and a blind girl, you know what I mean? So they got together in the huddle. So I'm like, what the huddle about? You know, even if I can't play, I can see, you know what I mean? But they picked the blind girl, but she had the best no-look pass I've ever seen in my life. So I dealt with rejection. My daddy and Osama bin Laden were the 2 best hide-and-go-seek players I've ever known. I'm still trying to find him now. That's how good he is. I remember being in high school, and I was always getting in trouble because my dad wasn't in my life. I was an angry kid, always in trouble. And the principal said, you know what? We're going to call your daddy. I said, you found him? So I know about rejection. He didn't even pick him. He looked for the guy that was really tall. Like a lot of you probably thought, yeah, Melvin's going to be 6'8". One lady, when I got here the first day, I was at the coffee, at the little spot with the dude with the beard talking about the cafe. And she goes, oh my God, are you his manager? And I was like, yeah. Like, who? And she's like, the Melvin guy. He's like 6'9". I said, no, he's like 6'10", really. Like, he's huge. And she goes, how is he? I said, oh, he's really cool. I said, he's so sweet. If you said another word, he's going to give you a cavity. This guy's awesome. And we begin to talk, and then all of a sudden somebody comes and goes, hey, Melvin. And she goes, Melvin? That's not Melvin. That's his manager. He's 6'10". They're like, no, that's him. And she's like, what? See, but what amazes me is like, I don't know how people go to church and we read these same stories, but we really don't believe those stories can happen in our own life. You know what I mean? Like, none of you would ever believe that I play professional basketball. I'm too little, but I'm cute. But God loves using ordinary people to do extraordinary things if you believe. But see, we've been beat down so much, we learn how to lose. We walk through life as losers, and then there's nothing to give, nothing to believe. So when our children say, I want to be a Major League Baseball, we cut it down because we never made it. It's deep. So he goes and he finds David. I'm going to go through this real quick. He finds David. And so David, you know, he's a short guy. God looked at his heart. And so here's Goliath, or Yao Ming's cousin. And he's going to his brothers to give them like some food or something like that, some Philly cheesesteaks. I don't know, they were on sale back then. And he sees Goliath talking trash. Who's your mom? Who's your daddy? West Side. And all the Israelites were scared. They were nervous. They were sweating like Mike Tyson in a spelling bee contest. They were nervous. And these were all guys who went and worshiped and loved God, and they still were scared. And here's Dave. He comes looking like my boy. Hey, my name's John. He comes, and you know the whole story. He gets the thing, knocks him out. He becomes king. King in Hebron for 7 years, Israel for 33. Now, I'm going to skip over now. Dave's old. He went from abs of steel to abs of meals. Dave is smelling like Ben Gay and mothballs now. He can't do what he used to do. He used to be an MMA fighter. He was tight. Now he's old. And he's sitting in his whatever mansion. He's watching Oprah, maybe. And he goes over the balcony and look over all the things that God has done. And he looks over and he sees this girl, and she had to be black because ain't no white girl named Bathsheba, Shaquanda. And at that moment, he could have just went away, but he didn't. He texted his soldiers and said, hey, bring Bathsheba up to the crib because T.D. Jakes is coming in town and they're doing a woman thou art loose, and I just want to pray with her. So you know when the soldiers came, they knocked. I remember when I was a kid, my mom told me Jehovah's Witnesses were gangs. So they used to knock on the door. We had to stop breathing, get down. So when I got older and I got my own place, I let them in. I was like, what is it you got to tell me? They said, we don't know. We've never got this far. This is great. But anyway, knocks on the door. Knocks on the door. Some people are like, did he say? He knocks on the door and he comes in. And so, see, and I want to talk about just something real quick. Like, my challenge to you, what is your Goliath? What is it that stands in front of you that holds you back from being everything that God has created you to be? What is it? I don't know. But I know for me, I started playing professionally. I had a mom who never told me she loved me. I mean, you may be looking at me like, how does this guy have all this energy? Because I'll tell you, but I was a shy kid. A lot of you wouldn't believe that because I have diarrhea of the mouth. But it's amazing what happens when you give God all of your life. Not half, not part, not some, all. Because I don't care if you're from Philadelphia or Boston, Park in the Kai in Harvard Yard, or in the South. Get her done, Mater. There should be something about your life. There should be something about your life. I went to a cheesecake place here in y'all's town, and it was a lady. I was like, how you doing, Miss Amazing? What do you want? Walls. Nobody trusts nobody, got all these walls, and that's amazing to me. It's like, but see, I came by today. The walls are here, but I'm Jericho. I'm just gonna walk around 7 times, and eventually the wall's gonna break, and then you're gonna let me in, and I'm gonna love on you and talk to you, and we're gonna inspire the life and break microphones. But so. What is your Goliath? But your Goliaths may be easy. Maybe you lie, maybe you cuss. You can get over that. But what about your Bathshebas? The things we do when nobody's around. So let me tell you my story. So I grew up, my mom never told me she loved me, man. She never, if I got an 89, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 90. If I got a 90, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 91. And if I got 100, she wouldn't say nothing because that's what I should have got. I played football, scored 4 touchdowns. She was like, you would have had 5 if you wouldn't have fumbled the ball. So I was a real driven kid. I shot 3,000 jump shots every day, ran 3 miles, and I thought if I could just score more points, if I could make more money, maybe my mom would love me. And I was a mama's boy. I love my mom. My dad was a cop, and he would come home and he would hammer 6 nails in a piece of wood, turn the sharp points. He'd beat my mother, he'd beat my brothers, and then he would beat me. And my dad would make me watch him, make my mom get on her knees on a gravel street, beat her with a water hose. And I was going to church. Now, listen, you understand, my mom went to church every Sunday. She sang in the choir. We see that all the time. But let me ask you this. Why are there more divorces in the church than outside? We come here religiously. So what is it all about? What is all this? We just do it because our great-grandmothers, uncles, daddies went, and we're just here because this is what we're supposed to do? Are you really here to leave out of here going, man, that Negro really stuck me on that word. Man, I gotta love my wife more. Some of you ladies, listen, don't get mad. Some of you ladies here, you've been beating your husbands down. Your husband's wearing pink underwear. You beating that brother down. And the ones that's laughing, that's the ones that's doing it. But anyway, they're kids. They're kids here. They got so much anxiety. They're worried about, they don't know if the mom and dad are going to stay together. And then they got to come here and get all into worship. And they don't see that stuff at home. We go eat at restaurants, we pray for the food, but we don't even give a tip. And we don't think that has anything to do with the gospel. That just blows my mind. How can you be a man and you know the Bible backwards and forwards, but you don't even notice when your wife gets her hair done? I don't understand that. But you'll go to a Philadelphia Eagle game and lose your mind, and your son will make a C, and you give Carson Wentz more love than you give your son. And then you wonder why your daughter goes to school, and then those dudes go, hey, girl, your mom was a terrorist because you're the bomb. Or they'll go to school, hey, girl, did you get a speeding ticket? No, why? You should have, because fine is written all over you. So if you're a dad, don't go get a shotgun if you've been spending more time at work and not with your daughter. And that's why I tell girls, listen, if you're a girl and you go out on a date with a guy, take a Bible with you. Put it between you and him. That way he got to go through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Then he'll know how to act and there won't be no Roman. Anyway, so this is me. I'm going to church. My mom's not telling me she loves me. My dad's abusive, and I'm just looking for love. I'm not looking for somebody to beat me up in the head with the Bible, because that's what we do. You know, Jesus died. Who doesn't know Jesus died for him? Don't be goofy. I mean, who doesn't know that? Stevie Wonder can see that. But I'm going to school, and I'm jacked up. We're going to church every Sunday. I'm going to school. I'm jacked up. But my high school principal, she was this lady. She went to church, but she didn't wear WWJD, because some people, that's what would Jack Daniels do. Just wear all this stuff, and you be having the fish on the car. You see the people, and they be the craziest drivers. I'm praying for you. No, I'm praying for you, crazy. Jesus loved it. It's crazy. But we look goofy, but we don't see anything wrong with that. So I'm going to school, and I'm angry, I'm mad. And my principal sees me. She goes, hey, you're awesome. Now, you got to understand, black people don't walk in the hood going, Leroy, you're awesome. I didn't even know what that meant. She sounded like Chewbacca. But she said it so much, I started to believe it. She said I was amazing. I said, I'm not Spider-Man. She gave me my first birthday party. I went from making all F's to being on the honor roll, to being the first kid to graduate from college in my family. My high school coach, and like I said, we were so broke, if you tried to rob us, you'd be practicing. You know what I mean? Like, he drives me to the richest area in Houston. Houses were big, like Pastor Dave's head. Like, wow, this is, how does he fit everything? He walked me to this house and he said, you can live in a house like this. And I grew up in, one side was Thriller, the other side was The Walking Dead. Prostitution, drugs, and I'm in this neighborhood. And he tells me that. And you know what? I was on MTV Cribs twice because a teacher told me I can do it. And I said to myself, if I really listen to these Christian people, then my children won't have to grow up like I did. They'll grow up in a better neighborhood. They'll go to better schools. They'll talk different. Father, were you poor, Father? Did you eat the government cheese? Were you constipated? Were you a Negro, Father? It changed my life. It changed my life. Simple words changed my life. And see, some of you may be saying, how did you get to that place? How did you get to that place? Well, I went to college, and then my roommate used to smoke, drink, but he read the Bible every night. But that impressed me, because where I grew up, all we did was pray. We didn't really read, you know. And I saw him, and so I started praying. I said a simple prayer. I was going to Europe to play in our Junior Olympics, and I prayed a simple prayer. You don't have to be all deep. You don't have to go to cemetery or seminary to pray a prayer. You can be on the toilet and talk to God. I love you. Ain't all deep. We make it all deep. Make God, he's so deep. He's simple like me and you. And I said, God, if I go to Europe, get a contract, I'll give my life to you. And I was just using God. So I go over to Europe. They offered me this contract. And I turned the offer down because God was really speaking to me. There was a guy on our team. I was one of those guys, I went to church, and I knew all the church sayings, like I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. I'm just a zero serving a hero. And he just saw right through me and said, man, you're so fake. He said, why don't you come to church with me before you make your decision, before you sign your contract, come to church with me. And I go to this church, and it was like the pastor was preaching everything that I had prayed. And I turned the offer down. I gave my life to Christ. I ended up going to a college in California. I got my degree in youth ministry and Bible theology, but it was a great ride, just learning God about him. And I was saved, and I loved the Lord, and I was always telling people about him. And then I became real judgmental. You know, when you go to church, you grow up in church, you get a little Bible, and you start thinking you're better than everybody else. You don't say it out loud, but in your heart, you're looking like, look at her. I'm so much holy. You know how we do it. We don't say it out loud, but we're judging. There's women here today going, did you see her hair? I can't believe that. That don't even match. Coming to church with all kind of stuff, divorce, financial issues. Like, we bring a lot of stuff, anger, bitterness, resentment, fear. OCD piano player. You're bringing all this in, and God is trying to get through and speak so that he can make life change when you walk out. He didn't just come so we can be saved. He also came that we'll be set free. You'll understand what I'm saying. I come home, and I'm starting to play professionally, and it was the loneliest time in my life. You can't imagine playing in front of 30,000 people, and after the game was over, there's 3,000 girls that look like Beyonce. Good game, Melvin. Good game. And I'm like, to the left, to the left. I go take my shower, come back out. On the way out, there's 1,500 girls that look like Rihanna. Shine bright like a diamond. And I'm like, under your umbrella, shut up and drive. I get to the hotel, there's 300 girls that get through security that look like Selena Gomez. Orale, vato locos forever. Te amo mucho, mucho. What do you do? And you don't got 14 guys on the team going, let's go hear Pastor Dave preach. You don't hear 14 guys going, hey, let's go listen to the band. A little short girl, you couldn't see her, looked like, with the stockings, looked like Pocahontas. No, you got guys saying the season is over, season starts, season's over. And see, it was a long time, and I was a real judgmental guy. So you know what, I went to the club. Guy said, hey man, drink this wine cooler, man, it's like Kool-Aid. Black people love Kool-Aid. So I drank the wine, I'm like, oh, that ain't no Kool-Aid. And then the girls start saying everything my mom never said. You had a great game. You were awesome. You dribbled the ball so good. My mom never said that. She went to church every Sunday, sang in the choir. But she didn't have anything in to give out. It was just a religious game. It's not about God, it's about us. What we want, building our own kingdom. And as long as it says stuff that caters to us, we're cool with it. But if it's gonna stab us, we don't like that. We'll just move to another church. We don't like nobody telling us nothing. We want to be disciples, but we really don't. Because when people tell us what we don't like, we just keep moving. We do it in relationships. So I'm having sex, I'm drinking, and I'm getting to a place where I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I called my manager up in Atlanta, and I said, you know, man, I'm drinking, having sex. She said, you know what I did today? I said, what? She said, I ate chocolate. She said, I shouldn't be eating chocolate. You shouldn't be where you're at. She said, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 2 rights made an airplane. Anyway, what's holding you back? What's your Goliath? Well, I can remember every negative word my mother said to me from the age of 5. And I went to my mom. My mom was a hitter. She was related to Medea. I don't know. I went to my mom. I was like, you never told me you love me. You never held me. You never told me you was proud of me. That's why my brother got married to invite you. My head looked like a milk dud, but the healing began. I went to my dad's grave. My dad was dead. How can you forgive? I went to the grave, and for 4 hours, I dealt with that. And I didn't leave until I forgave him. Not forget, forgave. Some of you ladies here, you've been holding on to some stuff since 1978. Still holding on to it. Coming to church, worshiping, I'm going to kill him. I went to every girl I had sex with, I asked for forgiveness. I went to a store that I robbed as a kid, and I paid it back, and everything in my life began to fall in place. You may be saying, how can I do that, Melvin? I hear what you're saying, incognito. I hear it. I'm still mad. How did you overcome that? Well, I'll tell you a real quick story, and then I'm going to pray with you, and I'll be out of your hair like I'm out of mine. My oldest son, Seth, I love Madden. If any of you got gamers here, Madden, the game Madden, I am good at Madden. I am awesome. I'm like your face. I'm awesome. I have never lost in Madden. And I'm playing my son Seth at 6 in Madden. I'm beating him. I'm like, who's your daddy? He goes, you. You know what I mean? I run in his room, go, hey, Seth, look what I found in your pocket. Loser! And he was crying. Boogers and snot was everywhere. He never wanted to play me. From 6 to 8, he never wanted to play me. But I found out he went on Google. Somehow he learned how to play the game. And I came home. He goes, hey, Dad, you want to play Madden? I go, you want some of this? And he goes, Dad, I want all of that. So we're playing the game first quarter. He's whooping me 35-0. And he's all in my face like, who's your daddy? I'm like, you. You know what I mean? He's running around the room like, hey, Dad, look what I found in your wallet. Capital One and loser. And he was all in my face. His breath was funky. He needed the Altoid, a Tic Tac, and some bubble gum. He was so condescending. He was talking trash. I got mad. I walked away, and I accidentally tripped over the power cord. The TV cut off. The game cut off, but I plugged the TV up. I turned the TV on, and I pressed restart, and it was 0-0. And I say that to say that many of you in the first half of your life, maybe you've been getting beat down, maybe verbally, maybe emotionally, maybe even physically. But every day is a new day to press restart. Maybe you're a young boy, you were mad at your mom, and you farted in her purse. Every day, it's a new day to press restart. Maybe you're a husband today, and you've been working your whole life. Money can buy a nice dog, but love will make it wag his tail. You felt like work, and you got to work. Don't get me wrong. You have to work, you have to pay. I understand that. But you go to work and you give work everything you got. Then you come home and give your family scraps. And you wonder why your son loves 21 Savage. That kid listens to it every day. If you're a mom, you've been spending so much time taking care of everybody. You take care of everybody. Your nails look like Freddy Krueger. Ha ha, take care of you. You spend so much time giving out that you never spend time to give to you. You need to look in the mirror. If you're white, you need to look in the mirror. If you're a girl, you need to look in the mirror and go, oh my God, I'm so amazing. If you're Hispanic, muy, muy bonita, caliente. Yeah. If you're a black girl, hey, for real though, hey. If you're Asian, get ready for photo now. Whatever you do to build your self-esteem. You got to build it up. Maybe your kid coming to church, man, you're angry, you're mad, because your dad's always beating you down. Every little thing you do, he's beating you down. Not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And it's amazing to me, some parents, when you were a kid, you smoked more weed than Snoop Dogg. But it's funny how you don't want to tell them that. Now you're wondering why they're smoking more than you did. Because all of this secretive stuff, nothing, whatever you do in darkness is going to come out. Why just tell your kids? Quit acting perfect because you're not. Let them know. Let them into your world. Because they're going through these same things. And they're not going to come to somebody who they feel like can't relate. So if you're walking around all holy, Tupac wrote a song. He said, I hung with the thugs. And even though they sold drugs, they showed a young brother love. And that's what I mean. I don't understand how we come here. And we worship and we hear the word. And we're good here. We're horrible out there. So my challenge for you, if you're a father, listen, you have an amazing role. Your daughters are going to marry a man just like you, good or bad. So spend time with them. Tell them they're beautiful. Tell them their hair smells like Pantene. But more importantly, they're watching how you treat their mom. When my boys, when we come to eat, my wife, I stand up. I pull the chair out for my wife. You know, let her sit down. Sometimes I pull it, she falls, because you got to keep it fun. You know what I mean? She's in a concussion protocol now, but we're working on that. So let's come back next year and preach on that. But they're watching. You know what I mean? Do we argue? Yeah, we argue. But we make up. Like, I love you. No! I love you. You know what I mean? If you're a mom, man, you're doing a great job. Man, stop turning a frog into Godzilla. And if God took care of you for 25 years, if you was to die today, He gonna take care of your kids. Stop tripping. He got this. He's like Allstate. You're in good hands. Young people, whatever your dream may be, doctor, lawyer, professional nose digger, you can be it. Dreams do come true. I'm living proof. And I'm gonna pray with it real quick. Katy Perry's gonna get it. Robin Thicke, X-Men, Pocahontas, Shakira, OCD, Nilly Vanilli, and Jennifer Aniston. I'm gonna pray with it. Father, thank you for this day. For whatever our Goliath may be, Lord, we know, Lord, with our eyes and our hearts totally committed to you, Lord, we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way. I pray, Lord, as we leave today, Lord, let us know that you love us, that we're your children, and that you're proud of. I don't care what you've done, what you're doing, or what you're about to do. God simply loves you because He loves you, and there's nothing that you can do that'll make Him love you more, and there's nothing that you can't do that'll make Him stop loving you. He simply loves you because He loves you. I pray that we would not only be saved in our lives with you, God, but we would also walk in healing. Deal with those things that may be holding us back so that we can be all that you create us to be. Bless us this day. Minister to our hearts through song, Lord, and we love you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, guys.
Amen.